I just got a notification from Instagram. One of my friends, Bobby, on there tagged me in a post. And that post got to me. So I have to mention it in this video. Forgive me if I seem a little bit emotional, but I got something I need to say. So, LA, Los Angeles, California, brought into effect at the end of July a new law. Pretty much making it illegal for people to be homeless. Just the fact I said that just sounds unreasonable, right? Well, look at this. From the greater LA, KCRW. Will LA's crackdown on homeless encampments criminalize poverty? Today, the Los Angeles City Council approved a sweeping measure to restrict homeless encampments around the city. The new rule targets people who sit, sleep, store their belongings near building entrances, freeways, underpasses, parks, homeless shelters, daycare centers, and other public facilities. Hold the phone. Where else is there? Where else is there? And there's one key word in that sentence that bugs the shit out of me. Right here. Public. Oops. Public. That means we could be there. It doesn't matter what your business is. You have the right to be in public. You can't trespass from public unless you're doing something illegal. Which, now, it's illegal. Let me ask you something right quick before I continue. If I'm sleeping on a sidewalk, like I used to in Las Vegas, okay, the sidewalk, here's the sidewalk. If I'm sleeping parallel on the sidewalk, I'm not blocking it. I'm using part of it. Using public sidewalk. You can get by me. And don't say I'm blocking the way for bicycles, because motherfuckers, you guys made bike lanes in the streets. People can walk past somebody who's asleep on the ground. Okay, continuing. That could impact up to tens of thousands of people experiencing homelessness in LA who have sought refuge in tents and sidewalk encampments. You think? But this isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. Oh no! The new ordinance leaves room for case-by-case decision that will likely lead to different enforcement in different council districts. It also means that council members with differing opinions and competing interests will wield some power over to how police certain areas of their district. So in other words, they made this law so fucking confusing that the average fucking piggy tyrant is not going to understand it. Therefore, no matter what you're doing, wherever you are, that cop is going to harass that homeless man. He's going to dig through his shit to see what he owns, maybe even pocket it. And he's going to give him new bracelets and bring him to a cage. Yeah, let's purposely make these laws fucking unconceivable. Where was I? Okay, Councilman Joe Busciano, who is running for mayor and should not get elected, said he plans to enforce the new rules to their fullest and would like to see an even more stringent ordinance. Ideally, if you are offered shelter, you must either move in, move along, or face a consequence. Move in. Okay. Alright, hold on. I, for one, have been in a homeless shelter back when I was living in Illinois, in Evanston. Yes, that was many years ago, but I don't think things have gotten much better. When I was in there, I was awoken to somebody trying to steal the socks off my feet. The dirty ass crusty socks. They wanted them. Okay, those are just socks. Yes, I get it. Those are socks. Who cares about a pair of socks? The point being, they'll steal even the cheapest, shittiest fucking thing from you. So now if you're in a shelter, you can't sleep because you're too worried about your personal belongings getting stolen from the fucking tweaker next door. This is bullshit. Councilman Mike Bonin, Bonehead, voted, against the measure. Never mind, sorry Mike, you're not a bonehead. You voted against it. He said that by and large, the problem is that people living on the sidewalks have nowhere to go. Exactly, which is when you say move along, to where? Where do you want to move along to? Your front yard, Mr. Mayor? People want housing. They do not want warehousing. Exactly. They don't want shelter. They want housing. There are far more people who want housing than sufficient resources. Exactly. What exactly is unlawful under this new ordinance? Ordinance. Keyword. An ordinance is not a law. Laws are what you get arrested for. If you break a law, not a city ordinance. Ordinance don't trump the fucking Constitution, does it? We have the right to travel. We have the right to walk to public areas. We also have the right to stand in a public area, to congregate in a public area. We have the right to do these things. Oh, not in America. Okay, what's unlawful? Sitting, sleeping, lying, or storing personal property. It says or personal property. If you are obstructing sidewalks, streets, or right-of-ways. Alright, let me refer back to that sidewalk thing I just said. How are you blocking? How are you obstructing the sidewalk when people can walk past you? What, are you talking about a group of 6 people who want to get close together and walk down in a pack down the sidewalk? Guess what? Social distancing. You can't be in a group of 5 or 6 without being in a straight line 6 feet away. Still, the sidewalk is not blocked for you. Within 10 feet of an operational driveway or loading block. I can understand that. That I can understand. Because if you got a big truck, sometimes it's hard to turn in. And if you have a big tent in the way blocking your view, you might hit something. That one I can actually understand. Okay, within 10 feet, 2 feet of a fire hydrant. I can understand that too. You have to have room for somebody to stand to open the valves on what? There's 4 sides, 2 valves, some 4. You need a circumference around that. I understand that. The city council voted to put the same restrictions on a case-by-case basis near certain types of locations. Again, you think these officers walking the streets are going to understand the case-by-case basis? They don't even understand it. You have the right to take their picture or to film them in the middle of their job. What makes you think, and that's the First Amendment, what makes you think they're going to understand these ordinances? For the following types of facilities, council members need to identify particular places where they want to enact the rules. They must get approval from their colleagues and give 2 weeks notice to unhoused people camped nearby. Okay, daycares and schools, I understand that. Kids, you gotta protect the kids at all costs. Even if it means you give up everybody's rights. No, but seriously, I do understand daycares and schools. Because you have some homeless people, right? They live on the streets. A lot of people don't realize that when you're changing your clothes on the streets, people can see you. So I understand your schools, some people, you get it. Public parks, public, anything with the first word is public should be off the list. Number one, should be off the list. Now, if it's private property, I get that. Libraries is also public. Freeway ramps and underpasses. Why? Now, I get it on the ramp because, that's technically where cars drive. If you're not obstructing the view of oncoming traffic, you should be clear. Like underpasses. Come on now. How many of you have walked under a bridge and you know that slope that goes up? There's a flat top up there. And it's like a 3 to 4 foot gap from that flat top to the under of the bridge. Perfect spot to sleep and get out of the way. You're not even in the way. You could walk past and not even know people are up there sleeping. Why is that off limits? Or outside homeless shelters. That absolutely makes no fucking sense. The first word right there, homeless. It's a shelter for the homeless, but you can't be outside it. If you're homeless, you have to be indoors. Nope, you can't sleep in your yard. It doesn't matter if they're full. It doesn't matter if it's standing room only inside. You can't sleep outside it. Nope, can't do it.
What the fuck is this world coming to?
Are you fucking serious? How will the ordinance be enforced? That's still unclear. Of course it is. They want it to be as clear as mud. They want the officers to not understand it, so every motherfucking person out there gets arrested. God forbid you're a tourist and you just happen to sit down because there's a rock in your shoe. And now guess what? You got your shoe off, you're emptying it out, and oh, my legs feel so much better sitting down. I think I'm going to sit here and have a cigarette. Along comes a cop claiming you've been there for 3-4 hours. You're now camping. Mr. Tourist, you're going to go to jail because you needed to get that rock out of your shoe. That's how fucking stupid these cops are. And that's how ignorant these laws are. They're set up for that type of shit to happen. Where was I? It's still unclear. City officials who support the ordinance say that most violations will be treated as infractions with possible fines versus more serious misdemeanors. Fines?
Holy fucking shit!
Holy shit!
That's the answer! That's the answer, folks!
Let's take the homeless's pocket change. Let's fine them $100.
On the generous side,
$100. Meanwhile, they don't even have 100 pennies. Yeah, let's find the fucking homeless. Let's take that food out of their fucking mouths. You stupid pieces of shit. This is fucking crazy, guys. The ordinance itself stipulates that a street engagement strategy. Let me guess. Cops in riot gear on homelessness will be deployed across the city along with the new rules involving trained professionals who can offer unhoused people shelter. Okay, this unhoused people shelter, how much you want to bet it's ran like a prison? How much you want to bet? I'll bet you anything. And right quick, on the topic of unhoused people shelters, I know this is Los Angeles, but let me show you right quick New York's idea of it. Come on. Why won't you click over? Really? Here we go. Sorry, it's taking a little bit to load because, yeah. Alright, you guys know Louis Rossman, right? If not, go find out. This is what New York's shelters look like.
And he is lying. There are no services. This is a shelter on Ward's Island. New York City pays $3,500 to $4,000 per person a month to sleep in a room with 30 people. And when you look at this room, in my opinion, this is a shithole. You tell me what you think in the comments.
That's New York. I know that's the complete opposite side of the country, but I'm just saying, this is from a governor's perspective. Or, yeah. Governors think that, homelessness can just disappear, or we could just, poof, put them in this building. Well, look at what New York's doing to their homeless.
This is a shithole. There is no reason this is $3,500 to $4,000 a month, in my opinion, besides corruption, and we will get to that later. But this looks disgusting. I've stayed in one-star hotels that look better than this, and even by New York City standards, this is disgusting. There's no reason for...
And do you think LA is going to be any different? Do you really think LA is going to be any different when it comes to their shelters? Probably not. Because guess what? The governmental peoples, governors, mayors, presidents, they're all corrupt, man. All they care about is that piece of paper that got numbers on it. That cash money, that stuff that homeless people don't have. That's all these people care about. Alright, continuing on. A separate report on exactly what that strategy entails will work its way to the City Council in the coming weeks. Typically, LAPD enforces these types of ordinances with a fair amount of discretion on when to crack down. Hold on. Fair amount? No cop gives anybody fair nothing. Get out of your fucking dreamland. Get out of your fucking egomaniacal fucking schemes. And pay attention to the people. These cops don't know shit. I don't care what officer from what town. They don't know shit. Name one good cop. I bet you can't. And don't say, well, my uncle's a good cop. No, he ain't. Not unless he's arrested his fellow officers, or reported a fellow officer, or stopped a fellow officer. All officers are corrupt, just like the government. Okay. Different city council offices are also likely to take different approaches on the types and number of locations to crack down on. So in other words, more and more confusion. Didn't something like this already pass? Yes, in Las Vegas. When I was homeless in Las Vegas, they had the no camping law. That's why they harass motherfuckers. That's why if you just sit down on the street to rest your feet because you've been pushed along, literally, they even say it, move along. You know how many times I've heard move along being in Vegas? You have to keep walking non-stop. Or if you're not walking, you're standing still. And guess what? Didn't this just say something about standing too? Didn't it say that's one of the things you can't do? Oh no, you can stand. Okay. Like, fuck! Deprive us of what a human needs. It's not that we just want sleep. If that was the case, I would never sleep. I mean, I barely ever sleep now, but if sleep was just a want, instead of something a human has to do, we have to sleep. I could try all I want to stay awake, but eventually my body's gonna be like, fuck no. Now that's illegal? For a homeless man to walk and walk and walk and walk until his body says, I can't walk no more? Yep, lock him up.
You could sleep in jail, buddy.
And I'm gonna charge you for it. Because a lot of places, you have to pay for the stay while you're in jail. Like you want to be there or something. Why? I'm going to skip past this, advocates. Why is the city council focusing on these rules now? Why are they doing it now? Before I even read this, I'll tell you why they're doing it now. Because the eviction moratorium's up. That's why. There's too many people in houses. That's why it's happening now. Because people who can't pay their rent, oh no, we gotta do something about that. So we're gonna give up this eviction moratorium. We're gonna kick them to the street. And then if they fall asleep outside, we're gonna put them in jail. Yep. You have to be rich to not be in jail. Because everybody knows if you commit a crime of the nastiest kind, you're free as long as you got that paper. That cheddar. You're free. The only people in this fucking world that are actually free are the rich. If you have less, or if you are less than somebody, and you know what? You watching right now, you are less than somebody. Guaranteed. There's somebody better than you. There's somebody more important than you. In their eyes. This is fucking ridiculous, man. Is there enough housing to accommodate? Oh, what? Okay. Let's see what they say of why it's happening now. Since the beginning of the pandemic 21, the city mostly stopped doing cleanups of homeless encampments, in line with advice from Centers for Disease Control. That led to larger camps across the city and complaints from housed constituents. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Did you forget you're not the only one in this world? You have to look outside and see people less fortunate than you? Fucking grow up. You got it, Karen and Darren? Fucking grow up. Is it that bad to look outside and see somebody who's hurting? I got an idea. Why don't you go out there and see if they're okay? Instead of looking at them like a dirty, nasty criminal. Why don't you go see if they're okay? Why don't you go see if they need a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Why don't you go see if they can use a cold bottle of water? Instead of calling the cops on some ugly person sitting on the street. Jesus fucking Christ. Most of you motherfuckers say you guys are all Christ-like and you believe in God. Bullshit! Bullshit! And if you do, you're fucking hypocrites. Because your God even says love them like you love yourself. Do you understand that? No, but my God loves me and only me. He only loves me. But I want him to love you. It's just so fucking ridiculous. It's not even fucking funny. Where was I? Those tensions came to a head in the case of Echo Park Lake, and more recently near the Venice Boardwalk. Yeah, speaking of the Venice Boardwalk, give me a second here. As soon as this loads, I will show you something about the Venice Boardwalk. Because I watched this dude called German in Venice, right? And I don't know if you know about German in Venice, but if you don't, I suggest you do. Because check this out. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to have that far ahead in the video. Where are we? Come on. Here we go. Come on, load, please. I'm going on a point here. What? Oh.
Did you know that 27,000 trees are cut down every day just to make regular toilet paper? Unnecessary.
And some of his videos, not all of them, are about the homeless encampments in Venice.
But you know what I'm saying. Wrapped in paper that's easy.
Check this out.
Welcome to beautiful Venice Beach, California. And as of today, 12 o'clock, Eric Cassetti said there's no camping allowed on Venice Beach anymore. Today is the final cleanup of zone number 2, which will be the area right here.
All these people.
German? How do they know I'm German? This is absolutely incredible and exciting.
See all those tents in the background there? That's what's left of the homeless. There was so much more. This hurts to watch. This really does. This hurts. Come on, load it.
last area here. And then the beach is gonna be clean.
If we're not a third world country,
Here they coming. Cleanup crew. I don't see any LAPD today.
what are they gonna do? I was lucky enough to get in this shithole. It's fucking sad, man. Then if they don't leave, they gotta go to jail? Or pay money that they can't afford? And in this video, you actually see these people just taking people's shit and just loading them. That's people's lives, man. That person, that's all that person owns. See how people have to move? Because they don't want to be in jail? Yeah, LA. Yeah, California. Yeah, world. This is everywhere. Vegas was ahead of the game. Instead of pushing the homeless away and trying to make them disappear, why don't you reach out your hand to them? I mean, I understand, okay, most of you right now are hurting. Most of you are struggling because of this pandemic 21 going on. But as much as you are hurting, imagine how more the homeless are hurting. It's fucking terrible. I can't even fucking do it no more, man. I can't live in this world if this is how it's gonna be. This is not how the world is supposed to be. Our forefathers fought for our rights. And this new fucking government doesn't even understand what the fucking Constitution means. There's this channel, San Joaquin Valley Transparency. He's a cop watcher / First Amendment auditor. He asks almost every cop he comes, well, a lot, I won't say almost every. His favorite question to ask police is, can you state the First Amendment verbatim? And none of them can. They either say, no, I don't have to. You just can't, you dumb fucking pig. You goddamn tyrant. The Bill of Rights should be installed in every human's fucking brain. But they don't even teach it in school anymore, do they? I don't know. I haven't been in school in how many years? But I bet you they don't. Do they teach the kids our freedoms? No. They don't want them to know. This is fucking sad. If you want to see more about Vegas's homelessness, I suggest you subscribe to German in Venice, because he's all about Venice Beach in California, and he's got a lot of videos about the homelessness. So, if you want to see the struggle that the homeless people are going through right now, go check out his page. But I'm telling you, if you're an emotional person, it's going to pull your strings. You see me, I'm having a hard time just watching his videos every time. Because I was in that position. I was told to fucking pack up and move. My tent was bulldozed in Vegas. I lost everything to a bulldozer one time. Well, damn near everything but my backpack. They took the tent, they took the blankets, they took everything I had in it. Because I couldn't pick it up in one piece and move it that second. They don't give you time to pay. Well, in Venice, they gave you time. Obviously, there you see they give people time to pack up. But they didn't do that in Vegas. They come with the bulldozer. If you can't pick your tent up and move it with everything inside it, they're taking it. So this really hits me hard. At this point in my life, I wish I could just hit a jackpot and help everyone out. But life isn't that fucking easy.
Give all your money to this dirty homeless scrub.
And on that note, I better end this before I get off on another fucking tangent. Alright, until the next one, try to stay sane, stay safe, and peace out.